If you're a fan of The Sopranos, then you're probably familiar with the scene where Carmella goes to a therapist who bluntly tells her that she enables Tony's criminal activities and she's morally culpable for her role in his actions. After so many episodes of seeing Carmella act like a holier-than-thou snob, using faith and moral relativism to justify her marriage to a murderer, it's immensely satisfying to see her get turned down at every turn when she tries to use these same excuses. The guy gives her no leeway and paints a very sobering picture of what her life really is.
You'll never be able to feel good about yourself. You'll never be able to quell the feelings of guilt and shame that you talked about, as long as you're his accomplice.
You're wrong about the accomplice part, though.
You sure?
All I did was make sure he's got clean clothes in his closet and dinner on his table.
So enabler would be a more accurate job description for you than accomplice. My apologies.
While this is definitely something Carmella needs to hear, I'm always kind of put off by the hero worship this one-off character gets. While nothing he says is actually wrong, in his capacity as a therapist, he's really dropping the ball here. Carmella likely is using him to find more reasons to justify her decisions, and it's good that he's not giving her any outs. But at the same time, he doesn't offer her any real help. I would even argue that he's all but guaranteeing she never does anything to change, specifically because of what he tells her at the end.
Get a lawyer. Find an apartment, arrange for child support.
You're not listening. I'm not charging you because I won't take blood money. You can't either.
Here, Carmella lays out the practical difficulties she'll have to face removing herself from a dangerous marriage, and instead of helping her think through these options, he immediately ramps up the difficulty. It's not enough to leave Tony, she must somehow find complete financial independence. Carmella has never had a real job, and she has no applicable skills to fall back on. On top of that, her two communities are the church and mob-adjacent people, neither of which would support her if she made a hard cut with her husband. We also get a glimpse of how her parents respond when she does leave Tony later in the series.
Fine, I'll cancel the party.
Go right the head ahead, because I'm not coming if the man of the house isn't there.
You can argue that Carmella deserves an awful life for all the time she benefited from Tony's crimes, but that shouldn't be the concern of anyone in this room. The goal here is to encourage her to get herself and her children out of a toxic environment and into someplace safe. Instead, he puts up more roadblocks. It only makes the decision harder and de-incentivizes her from taking any action. While Carmella definitely needs this hard reality check, there should have been some effort to help her see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think she would have taken the advice even then, but it's unethical of him to presume the worst of people coming to him for help. I get the impression that he saw her as a lost cause and just wanted to condemn her, which, as a psychiatrist, is a pretty shitty approach to take.